This is 2023. If you don't have a color for me, then I can't do it. Hey my lovies, welcome back to the channel. We are going to be discussing today L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation. So I did pick up 2 shades, you guys, and I purchased this. You guys know this is an OG. This is like one of the first drugstore foundations that I ever purchased, like ever. And then I went to high end. So I was so happy that they came back, and finally we got a pump. Like for years we didn't have no pump. Finally. So this foundation retails for $13.99 at Ulta, which I think is pretty good and decent for a drugstore foundation. They've been around for a while. Like I said, I used to use these back in the day, and it proclaims to have medium coverage. So I haven't reached for this in so long that I don't necessarily know if it's buildable to full, but we'll test all that out today. So I did pick up the shade N6 and N6.5. Now, I'm gonna let y'all know the tea, because I don't think that they changed the formula too much, and I don't think the colors is off. You know, sometimes when they come out with stuff, they change the color, and you have to figure out. For the most part, I am the same color I was then, but you guys, I didn't even know that when I purchased those foundations, like back in the day and throughout the time, I was much more tan than I am. This is like my winter shade, but oh, we about to get into it. Okay, so if you do love foundation videos, you are in the right spot. We are going to go ahead and review this foundation. If you are new here, my name is 𝙈𝙀𝙉𝙎𝙍, and if you're returning, hey girl. So we're going to get into it. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you love videos like this. Leave a comment, and also subscribe if you are not a part of the family, because we love newbies. Okay, so let's jump into this video. So as I was saying, they retail for $13.99, which is decent. I did get 2 shades. I have N6 and N6.5. Now, background, because we're gonna go ahead and check, like I'm gonna swatch the colors for y'all and everything. I used to be W7 and N7. So if you guys look, these are much darker for me now, and I'm gonna put y'all up on game because, oh, and the only reason why this is in this bottle is because back then when they were not giving pumps, I went on Amazon and got like a UK version, and then I put my W7 inside of the bottle. So yeah, like I was fiending for a pump back in the day. But let me go ahead and let y'all know the W7. Okay, so this says W and this says N, neutral and warm. But if you look closely, this, hold on, let me put it to the side. This is W7 and this is N7. This is much warmer than this. And on the skin, the W7's, well, the W range pulls more olivey yellow, and the N range pulls more orangey warm, like red. So I just feel like it's in reverse. I don't feel like the shade range, don't go by that. You might have to go in and try the foundation. It's not in store just yet. As of now, I know that I seen it on the web. I bought mine on the website. So I didn't see it in Ulta or any drugstores just yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and swatch W7 and N7 before we continue. So this is W7. This used to be my shade. And as y'all can see, I mean, it doesn't look bad on camera, but let it dry. Next one that I'm about to swatch is N7, and I'm gonna just put it right next there. Now y'all see that that is way too warm for me. You got W7 and N7. Matter of fact, let me just turn the lights down right now. So I adjust the light a little bit so y'all can see what I'm talking about. This right here is W7 and this is N7. Now looking at it in all the lights, I can say that like W7 don't look bad, and if I get a little bit more tan, I could definitely go with W7. But N7 is also a good match for me if I'm a little bit more warmer. So both of those are not bad. Because I am not in my tan skin, I was like, let's just go down one notch, right? So the newer one, I ended up purchasing W6.5. Now I also have N.6, and just for reference, I'm gonna swatch this one too, because this is N7. So I did purchase N6 a long time ago, the old formula, and I'm gonna compare that to the new formula because that's the shade that I have, one of the shades that I have. So this is N6.5, and as y'all can see, like that is way too orange for me. That's way too orange. But N7 actually looks a little bit more decent. But like I say, it's just a little bit off. And I feel like I just needed to go one shade lighter, right? So I went and purchased W6.5, okay? And this is W7. So I'm like, just a little bit lighter will work because it is a little bit more neutral for me, but I'm like, it will work. You guys, it was ashy. I couldn't even like get it. It was just too ashy. You know how like if you go a little bit lighter, if it's not your undertone, it's going to be ashier. But if you go a little bit lighter and it's your undertone and it just look lighter, it won't look ashy. Well, that's what it did to me. So I returned that one and I picked up N6.5 because I wanted to see if it was any different from the original one that I have. And then I picked up N6. So as you can see from N6.5, this is 6.5 and this is 6. The 6.5 is this one right here that I felt was a little too orange, but I did want to buy one to show you guys to see if the color was different. And then N6, when I put it on, it was a tad bit lighter with a little face warming. It won't be a big issue. So I was just like, I'm gonna go with N6 because W6.5 was just way off. Like it was a huge jump from this. And it looked a lot more olive and ashy on me. So I'm like at W7, that's where I stand. So that's the old one. I won't be using that one today. But the old formulation of N6.5 is right here. And like I say, this is a little bit lighter. No, it's a lot lighter. Hold on, y'all. The old version of N7 is right here. And I would rather go with that and highlight than to go with this one because it's super orange. Like it just... It's the undertone is just not giving. But if I was more tan, I could pull off N7, which I used to. So I said, let me get N6.5. So we're gonna swatch N6.5 in the new formula, well, in the new bottle. So this one is N6.5 in the new bottle. Now mind you, I have my old one for some time. Shade difference is not that much. It's pretty much the same. Like if you used to use a certain color, then you could still get by with that same color. So this is the old one, N.65, and this is the new N.65. Now, none of these colors to me seem to really go. Like I could tweak it with like other makeup products, but I'm not trying to do all that. Like this is 2023. If you don't have a color for me, then I can't do it. Like unless I buy a winter shade and a summer shade because I just know I'm gonna drastically jump between shades, then I'll consider mixing. But I'm not buying two from jump just to make it work. Like you gotta be doing something for me from the jump. So considering that I do have them both, I mean, I just settled with the fact that N's are warmer and W is neutral, more neutral. I can only work with W7. That's where that stops. But with the N line, I could do N7 when I'm deeper, which is right here. I could do N6.5, but I don't want to. Yeah, this one is just, that's a no-go. But then I got N6. So I had to jump. Let me show y'all. I had to jump from this one I'm more tan because of the undertone all the way down here for my winter. So it's not that bad. It's still workable because the undertone is there, so I can work around it. But honey, like now I'm gonna swatch 6 for you guys so y'all can see that it may be a tad bit lighter, just a tad. But in natural light, you guys, that's where it really, you know, shows itself. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that right here. And mind you that these do oxidize, so after it sets, it may look a little bit lighter, but the tone is there compared to being super orange. And then these are two more like tan shades. Now I know some of y'all looking on the camera and be like, oh, W7, you should just stick with that. But I'm telling y'all, this one pulls too olive when it's not in the light. When it's in natural lighting, it's just not my tone, but I can get away with it. Whereas N7, summertime, this N6.5, just because I got it, I might as well like mix it with some stuff that may be too neutral because this is very warm, it's very orange. And then here is N6 that is kind of like settling in, but once like it's blended out, you can barely like see it. It's just a little bit lighter. So I'm just gonna go with that and warm up if I need to, because that is one of the newer ones. Okay, so for primer, I'm gonna use the NYX Plump Right Back. Primer is a really good primer if you have like combination skin and sometimes you feel more drier on certain days. Definitely that primer is really good. So for the purposes of the video, I like to use a brush when I apply my foundation. It just, you know, adds more cover. It doesn't take away. Sponges, I think sponges are not too bad. Just depends on what type of sponge you use. I'm going to use my right side with a sponge and my left side with a brush. So let's go in. I'm going to show you guys like the consistency. So 1 pump. That's pretty decent. I mean, a lot came out. And as you can see, this is the consistency. It is, I guess you can say, runny. It's not thick. It's a decent consistency. So that is the shade N6, and I'm gonna go in on this side with a sponge. But I would rather just paint it on, because you know how sponges can soak up product. I do have a few blemishes, so we're gonna see if it covers good. But yeah, I probably won't even need the full 1 pump on this side. So let's just put about this much on, and then we'll see if we need more of that pump. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend out. This is an AOA sponge. I prefer this over the beauty blenders. It's just a lot softer and it's not as porous. The pores are not as big, so I definitely prefer this one, and they're only like $1 or $2, like literally. So if you don't have an AOA sponge, you sleep, you need to go ahead and purchase you a couple. Now see how I said it's just a little bit lighter, but we could definitely bring back some warmth to the face with some bronzer and so forth, because it does match my neck a little. But I prefer this because I don't want to, I prefer it to be a little bit, just a little bit lighter. Then it'll be a little bit darker and I gotta bring it down my neck and do all that other stuff. I could bronze, but I am not trying to reverse contour, highlight or whatever, trying to do all that. So this is just one, like half of a pump with a sponge. I still see some of the blemishes, so when they say medium, it is a true medium. I am gonna just put a little bit more on like areas that I think need to be covered up. Now my skin is definitely peeking through a little bit, but it's a medium coverage. I wouldn't say medium to full unless you want to go on the cakeier side. I'm not trying to go there, but as you can see, this is my side without foundation and this is the side with foundation. As it oxidizes, it's going to kind of be a little bit closer to my skin color, so I'm not really worried about it coming off a little too light on the screen, because it's not by far that big of a difference. And we're gonna see if it probably reaches full with the brush. I completely used all of the rest and I didn't even get a chance to like really streak the face up. It's all gone, but that's okay. We're gonna use a brush and see if we need more. If we need more, we'll just go back in. I am gonna go in with this Morphe E7 brush to blend this out. Yeah, see, that's why I like brushes. Like, this brush is coming through, baby. Like, coming through. Oh yeah, this, in my opinion, I would prefer a brush. The way it sits on the skin, and it actually covered really good with the brush. It gives me more medium to full with the brush. Let me use another pump. So I try to like go in with just a half more pump, because the brush is giving me more fuller than the sponge did. Like when I put it on with the sponge, it kind of still, my skin was kind of still coming through, but with this brush, it like covered those little small blemishes I had. Here we have the sponge side, and this side is with the brush. What y'all think? I don't know. So far, like I said, I like it with the brush side. It just looks a lot more flawless. This, it doesn't claim to be a matte, but it dries down. So I'm happy I used the hydrating primer so I wouldn't use like a matte primer and then throw this on. It's not matte and it's not dewy. It's just like a basic. It dries more matte than it will be. It leans more matte than it would lean like more dewy, but it's not like overly matte. Especially when you use like a hydrating primer, you're good to go. So I'm gonna finish the rest of my face and see how well other products blend with this, check back in with y'all, and then give you guys my final thoughts on this foundation. I'm just gonna start off by saying I ain't mad at it, y'all. This look came out really good. Like in person, even without all the lights, I am looking good. I definitely bronzed up so you guys can see. It doesn't look that bad. So it doesn't look that bad. Like, it looked good. I mean, I actually love the way my makeup came out. The other products that I used did not become disturbed by this foundation. I can't give them super blendable because the foundation itself is a little runny, but it's not too watery. But on the skin, I don't feel like I'm wearing anything. It does dry a little bit more matte than anything. So definitely, like I said, use like something hydrating underneath the skin. But as far as working well with other products, it works really good with other products. I'm gonna come in a little bit closer so y'all can see. I definitely like the brush side more than I do like the sponge side. I just feel like the brush side gave me a lot more cover. It just, look at this. It just gave me a lot more flawless, you know? Whereas this is like, I didn't really want to put on makeup, but like if I have spots, I want them to be covered. I don't want to have to conceal. I would have to probably spot conceal with the sponge side, but if I have a brush, I don't have to do nothing. And just look at that blend. This, like I said, is an old time favorite. It's a really nice foundation. It's only $13.99. I didn't set the foundation with powder, but I did set it with some Glam Glow Setter because it was looking like a little dry for a minute. And then I was just like, just a little bit. I mean, I don't have dry skin, but like I say, I have combination skin, and sometimes I'm pretty much normal on the outside. T-zone could be oily, especially in the hotter weather. But man, like with this, you guys, I'm gonna brighten it up just a little bit so y'all can even see, because like even with that dim light, it looks so good. And then yeah, definitely try it out, you guys. I still a fan. The formula has not changed and the colors are pretty much the same. So if you just wanted a pump like they finally gave us, definitely go and pick you up a bottle. It's affordable and it's decent. It's a medium coverage, medium to somewhat pushing full, but you got to use that brush. Like this, the brush side, you got to use the brush. But yes, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Don't forget to give me a like if you did enjoy this video. Leave a comment if you do have it or you're gonna try this foundation, because this is one of my drugstore favorites. And subscribe if you have not already, and I will catch y'all in the next one.